In this video, I will explain top management's role in sustaining a good practice workplace culture. I'll refer to good practices as GXP, where the lowercase x represents an industry or sector, such as GACP for good agricultural and collection practices, GMP for good manufacturing practices, or GLP for good laboratory practices. I have another video that dives into the concepts of GXP. You know the routine. Leadership comes up with an initiative to reduce errors, improve customer relations, or implement some new program. But 2 years later, you hardly remember what the initiative was about. I'll address what it takes to make an initiative like GXP in the cannabis industry a success. The cannabis industry is unique. Many growers and manufacturers have been in operation for a decade or more when cannabis was illegal and no regulations applied. But things have changed. Good practices are entering the cannabis industry. In the food industry, growers and manufacturers don't get their products in the big box stores without having a GXP certification. These big stores don't want to risk their reputation and the cost of a major recall. A lot of people have entered into the cannabis industry from food, pharmaceutical, medical devices, and other regulated industries. Top management must engage with establishing GXP policy, strategies, and goals. The reward systems must promote GXP, including small rewards, like a thank you, to acknowledge positive behaviors. Top management can delegate authority, but they can't just walk away. They must stay engaged and show interest while allowing the delegates space and freedom to fulfill their role and authority. They must provide resources, monitor progress, and adjust the course of the implementation strategically as needed. For a successful implementation, the GXP requirements and daily actions must be integrated into the production activities and become indistinguishable from the traditional daily production activities. GXP can't be a side activity. It must be a daily mainstream responsibility. Top management must inculcate a workplace culture of quality products and practices based on customer and process focus. Inculcate means to embed these practices into daily work so that it is a habit and a natural way of doing business. Top management doesn't need to be an expert, but they need to understand the terminology and concepts and perform their own work following these concepts. Top management needs to seek continuing education on these GXP and quality concepts and practices. A qualified GXP manager should be appointed. This role could be a quality or compliance manager or have a GXP type title. I'll use the word quality manager to refer to this position. The quality manager needs to be a position that reports directly to top management. Top management shall have the following responsibilities. They shall ensure that the quality manager's responsibilities are clearly documented, including the level of authority granted. The quality manager needs to have the authority to halt production or product delivery. The quality manager's authority must be communicated across the organization. This is a basic principle of good delegation practice. Engagement with long and short-term GXP goals and strategies is required. Top management has the ultimate approval authority. This is why it is essential for them to maintain education on GXP concepts. These goals and strategies must be aligned with other operational policies and strategies, such as production volume, sales, marketing, product development, and environmental and social responsibility. Resource allocation needs to consider the GXP activities necessary to meet the operations GXP goals. Annual or more frequent reviews of the GXP performance, gaps, and corrective action plans are necessary. Prior to the reviews, an internal or optionally an external third-party audit shall be performed to current information. Audits and internal assessments should occur as frequently as needed to identify and resolve gaps. The annual assessments should address all aspects of a GXP framework. Process-based management rather than issue-based management needs to permeate the organization, starting from the top. The management style at the top and what gets attention and rewarded will trickle down through the organization. The basic concepts of process thinking is that failures are due to inadequate processes, not inadequate people. If someone takes shortcuts, repeats mistakes, or does not follow documented procedures, there is an HR process that needs to be improved. I tell new hires and remind staff, I selected you for your skills and knowledge, but I hired you to follow documented procedure and to support process improvements. Not following procedures is not acceptable. There are cases where workers need to respond quickly to unforeseen situations. In these cases, deviation procedures need to be followed so that the decisions and actions taken do not create downstream or future issues. Top management must lead by example. Actions speak louder than words alone. This chart shows the results when top management actions align with their words. At Gapcross, we are committed to doing things right. We embrace standardized approaches, and we are driven by continuous improvement. Our assessment platforms offer customizable tools for efficiently pinpointing, documenting, and reporting gaps, bolstered by robust coordination and corrective action tracking features. To learn more, visit gapcross.com. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. And leave a comment below if you have any questions or experiences with the critical role of top management for a solid GACP and GMP implementation.